You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love.
Okay, that was different than normal. Hello, welcome to the Flesh and Blood podcast. I'm Siobhan, Eddie,
Hello.
Dominic, Brian,
Hello.
Hello.
otherwise known as the Brady Bunch. We're on Zoom. Means we can actually see Dominic in all his glory.
Absolutely.
You get
I'm
to see
still-
this mug of
Oh,
mine.
I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
I'm losing mine.
They are.
I'd go for that mane anytime.
You are the youth.
Yeah.
The youth.
Listen, if
kind of
you get it cut at any stage and trimmed and whatever, save the bits. We'll glue them together and send it to Eddie.
Now that I'm going to make sure to do that. I just want to see that. That'd be incredible.
Yes, so do I.
I've got some super glue, no problem.
Yeah,
It'll
look,
be fine.
seriously, there'll be enough left for one of them ZZ Top beers and pistachios as well. All right, go for that. Yeah, I'll go. Sign up for that.
What an image.
Ah, dear. Oh, there was another book I was going to tell you about, but that was a conversation we were having before we were doing the show. We're doing the show now. That's fun. Right. So, how have your weeks been? Eddie, how's your week been?
Same as last week. Stuck in the house, working. There's some sort of lockdown or something, or some could be on. It's going back to that kind of every week's the same, and looking forward to talking to you guys on a Sunday. So yeah, that's my weekend. That's in review. Yeah, doesn't get any more better than that.
Fair enough. Dominic?
I mean, it's been same as ever, really. Stuck inside, and well, my hard drive crashed, so at least it gave me something to do.
Hammer?
So,
Hammer?
oh, not the hammer. Although I would like to use the hammer.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need an old hard drive to use the hammer on. Just to,
Yeah, just to take out
Yeah.
the frustration.
Yeah.
Brian, how's your week been, love?
Been pretty busy. We're not
Good
in
busy?
lockdown yet. Busy. Work busy.
Ah.
It's been, everybody's come back from Christmas break and realized, hey, I'm breaking everything.
You did prophesy this,
Yes.
to be fair.
Yes, I have.
Prophesied, should I say? Yes. So you are our seer.
Oh, good.
That'll be
That
fun.
won't lead to any problems whatsoever.
Ah, dear. As for my week, hello, the sweetie gamer.
That would be Jess.
Hello, Jess. Hello, love. Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm turning into an amoeba. Which is,
What does that entail?
Fairest form of life.
I'm just starting to ooze on the couch.
I think we're a nation of oozing on the couch, though.
That's true.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
nothing
thank
left.
you, sweetheart. That's very kind of you. I pity your viewers. They have no idea what they're getting into. Oh, talking of which, the three of us have got to play Diablo 3.
Yes.
Yes.
At some point in time.
Yeah, I'm gathering that because he was all eager for it. And so I said, right then, Monday, we'll do it Monday. Yes, fine, when I get back from work. No. Then nothing for the rest of the week. There was a tumbleweed.
There was Brian losing his mind most of the week.
That busy.
Yeah,
Was there swearing involved, Brian?
a little bit.
Oh, did naughty words. Get the carbolic soap, Jess. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get home. I have maybe 3 hours of up before I go back to bed and
You know
wake
you
up
can
and
use a blue
start
pill
all
to
over.
make that last longer.
They say if it goes over 4, you have to go see a doctor
Oh,
after
really?
you
Oh,
start
okay.
bragging on the internet.
I wouldn't know. I'm just saying, I wouldn't know. I mean, did you know that, Eddie?
I did know if it went for a certain length of time, you had to go to the doctors for a rather uncomfortable injection. Yes, I had
Okay,
that.
so two of
Oh,
you have
it's not
taken
an
it.
injection. It's empty. It's an extraction.
Okay. You can't see it, but I am now crossing my legs underneath a desk.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
They
One
have it
day-
in True Blood season 1, maybe, I believe.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, uh-huh. That's
Jess has basically just turned around and said, subject change, I like pie.
Yeah, you're hosting this, Jess. You decided to
you're
host
the one
this.
who's decided to
Yeah.
host us. We're just letting it out here.
Dear. Right, so, yeah, it's been a bit of an odd week. Some nice stuff happening. WandaVision.
Yes.
Now, have either of you not seen it, Eddie?
I watched
Dominic?
it yesterday. I watched the first 2 episodes yesterday.
Okay, so we're not actually going to spoil it because there's not much to be spoiled as yet.
It's still early.
Yeah.
And it's not telling you anything, so...
Yeah. It's very early in the series to be spoiling it.
I think if you know your Marvel comics, there are things in there that are just shrieking out at you. But if you don't know them, well, it's just, at the moment, it's just it's so funny. It's great fun. Paul Bettany is an absolute revelation. I always thought he was an incredibly dull actor. I was wrong. Oh, man. When he's doing the whole magic performance, every time he does something, there is
yes.
flourish.
When he came out first as drunk
Yeah.
Vision and he started going, good people, I was like, oh, come on, you gotta do the lines from Knight's Tale. You have to do them, because he was the announcer in Knight's Tale.
Ah, right. Okay. That explains that now. So, WandaVision, we're going to keep an eye on that. He was also in Priest, according to Jess.
Yes.
And
It
she's in
was
love with
indeed,
him.
Yes.
Yeah, Priest was good.
You're going to have to do a Cyrano de Bergerac, I'm afraid. You're going to have to romance Paul Bettany for Jess.
Isn't he like married?
Do you think she cares?
No.
Not really. No.
No.
Oh
exactly.
no, he's married to Rachel Weisz, isn't he? Somebody. Hang on. We'll find this out.
Oh,
We
dear
have the internet.
God, he's Googling.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, this is not going to end well.
Paul Bettany, we've seen that film where it takes place in a diner, and it's like he plays an Angel Gabriel's invading, and it's kind of the Rapture. I can't remember the name of that picture as well.
Legion.
That's the one. Legion's a good picture. I enjoyed
Yes.
that.
Eddie, are you kicking your table or knocking something?
No. Oh no! What you probably hear is that somebody's knocking stuff outside the door. Don't know.
Ah, right, okay. Fair enough.
John's walking up and down, pacing up and down outside. I think.
He's had
Don't ask me.
he's had a happy football result, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah, we did today. Yes, but it could have been happier.
Never enough, is it? You're never satisfied.
It was 18 minutes away from being very happy result, and Motherwell beating Rangers 1-0. But we'll take the draw.
Okay, good.
We're
Right,
doing
well,
sport again. Please stop.
I told you this is a whole new thing for us, our sports section.
This is true.
Local team upsets bigger team. Part 2. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
It's not
Apparently
listening who's
Leeds
married
lost
to on that
again
one.
in the week.
It's downward spiral.
That's, well, once you've lost to Crawley, that's it, you're screwed. Kevin Durand is in Legion, a.k.a. The Blob.
Oh, Legion. I'm going to watch that film again. I'm struggling for things to watch now, so I'm going to revisit Legion.
I'm going to have to see where that is.
It's got to be on Amazon or something, but I'm going to watch Legion again. They did a TV spin-off series as well, but it wasn't very good.
Yes, I saw that.
Not very good.
It wasn't good.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
no
I
problem.
see what they were
We
trying
can
to do.
break
I
up
like
his
it.
marriage. I'm all for this.
Don't do
He's
that.
married to Jennifer Connelly. Dibs.
Oh, no.
I'm just
No,
saying.
Stop it.
I'm calling it now.
No, come on. Restrain yourself.
Well, she reminds me of the babe.
No, funny you should mention
Oh,
restraining
the babe with the
himself.
power.
The restraining order's probably still legal, still in place.
Mhm.
Anybody watching this on Jess's stream, we do apologise, but Brian is a prevert, a very big prevert, and it comes up at least once every show. And yes, that's a double entendre.
This is me toned down.
Tone down.
Oh, no.
Jess can get.
You
can
do not
confirm.
wish to pollute the youth.
No, I'm in public. I am a role model on the internet now.
Role model
I
for
have to
whom
t-
exactly?
I have to turn it down a lot. So,
Really?
oh, you have no idea, young sir.
Oh no. That fills me with dread.
You
also
haven't been,
curiosity.
you haven't been sent the link he normally sends people every time he meets a new person.
This is true.
Do not click on it. Do
We-
not.
we
I
have
haven't.
not done
Do
this
not.
Google search yet.
You haven't. Oh my
Okay.
god.
I haven't, but I've been in chat rooms where people have en masse, and oh god.
Oh no.
If I had to suffer, everyone must suffer.
No.
You see, and this is exactly how he runs his role playing stuff.
Yes,
Absolutely.
everyone must suffer.
The only thing I can think of doing is actually finding out where he works and phone them up and sort of say, "Can you give me a good week this week, please?"
It would
So he
help.
doesn't take it out on you.
Exactly, which means I don't take it out on Eddie.
And me?
Well,
On you?
Exactly. Eddie doesn't suffer then.
Oh,
Think of
And
the
Dominic,
Eddie.
you haven't seen the half of this. This is where if so it works out that the food chain. Brian upsets Siobhan. Siobhan then selects what we're going to watch next week in terms of Doctor Who and classic sci-fi.
Which is to punish
my
Brian.
God, yes, but yeah.
Or Eddie is caught in the middle.
That's what you
No,
be,
Eddie.
Dominic.
I'm so sorry, Eddie.
That's all right.
See, most of my RPG writing has been based off of Moffat
I
and
see.
Whedon.
Oh. Okay, so Buffy and Moffat. Who? Oh,
People
interesting
basically get
combo.
large
Now,
pieces
now
of
think
wood string.
about this. How many tears do those two drink in?
Oh, flipping heck.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a genocidal one, aren't you?
Oh, I killed a lot of people
Oh.
last time.
And as a result, Eddie's in counselling.
hmm
Not working.
Oh no.
Spider-Man
Look.
being impaled through the chest was a tearjerker.
He killed Spider-Man.
I killed Spider-Man.
He sent Ben Grimm the thing to hell, where he's being tortured.
I killed most of the Avengers too, but to be fair, it was the Harris runs, and nobody liked that. Oh,
Oh, and
and
Daredevil,
Daredevil
yes.
got killed off screen.
Yeah.
I, just to say to Jess, I did try the RPG thing. It just I wasn't very good at it. I've got no
I
imagination.
think you'd probably do better with a different games master. I was the games master. Wasn't I the games master
Oh.
for that one?
Oh yeah, you were the one.
I'm
running.
crap at games mastering. Brian's very good.
Oh, I've got no
I'm
imagination.
horrible at it.
Oh, you're very
Right.
good at it.
The old RPG. I do a torture RPG with Sophie Isles and a few other friends. And,
Oh, I've been asking her to invite if there's any room, invite me in, because I'd love to do a Doctor Who role playing game again. I know Tortured, but it's
the same universe.
yeah. Anyway, we should do what we actually came.
We
here
should
to
talk
do.
about Doctor Who.
I feel we should. Right then. So, and now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. Big surprise there. Sorry, I was doing the wind bubble. That's what it's called, wind bubble. I always thought tube train, but no, wind bubble. Right, so anyway, continuing with... hang on a second. Before I start, Joe Magnarelli has a...
No, Manganiello. He played El Cid in True Blood. He played Deathstroke the Terminator in Justice League. He's a very big D&D player.
Oh, okay. Oh, that reminds me.
He has a very big exclusive group out in LA.
That sounds like something from...
of role players that
Big
only
Bang
play
Theory?
D&D.
I'm sorry, I'm now thinking of the Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine playing
No,
with- can
that's
you
what
imagine
they
playing with
based it off
Shatner?
of. No, that's what they based
That's
it
what I
off.
thought,
That's
yeah.
an actual
Joe
true story.
Manganiello, that's the werewolf. He was there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's ironic, considering I best know him as the bully from Spider-Man 1.
Yep. He was Flash in Spider-Man 1. He's married to Sofia Vergara.
Do you want to try saying that again?
Sofia Vergara.
Do you want to cover
Yeah,
have some tequila?
Murloc
Don't
for
apologise. I had trouble saying it anyway. Right, so we're continuing with Series 18. And whereas Full Circle was a lovely summer's day and State of Decay was a glorious autumn, we're into winter now. A Doctor Who and his plucky girl assistants, Romana and the second K9 and Adric, they're warping around in E-space, desperately trying to find... Well, they're trying to do random actions on the TARDIS. Trouble is, how do you generate a random action yourself like that? You know? And so, in the end, it was a case of, toss a coin. That's a random action. And unfortunately, whilst Romana is basically having a go at him, Adric does just that. And all hell breaks loose. In the meantime, on a spaceship, not in space, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe the ship and crew. They're crap, basically.
Yeah.
They know they're crap, and they're nasty about it. They're stuck in this void, and their ship navigates the timelines. But to do that, they need a Tharrel, which is I think, mesoline leomorph. And sorry, I'm just nicking lines from the show now. Wait until I say the backblash will bounce back and destroy everything. This is what happens when you don't drink. And Birok escapes, reaches the TARDIS, forces his way in, which is a bit unfortunate because he lets the Time Winds in, which injure the Doctor and utterly wreck K9. Which does lead to some of K9's funniest stuff, but it's still very, very sad. And then it's a game of piecing together all the clues. Because they're all there in that first episode. But it's a case of working it all out. And this is a beautiful, dreamy Doctor Who story with an amazing Peter Howell soundtrack. Some stunning visuals. Especially, I think it's episode 3, where the Doctor walks through the grounds of the house. And they're basically black and white photographs. I love that. I really do. Yeah. So, let's head to Dominic, because I'm looking right at him, so let's choose him.
Well, Warriors Gate, I mean, I absolutely love it. Again, massive fan of season 18. I mean, there's an element of bias there, I won't lie. But at the same time, it's very, very good. I found this one to be one of the more leisurely paced classic stories, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah,
can believe that.
I know there are certain corners that can see it's a little bit weird, but I like that charm about it. It feels... I don't know. It feels very almost both realistic and yet fairy tale-esque at the same time. I felt I was quite immersed in it, even despite the effects, which were, I mean, some of the effects were handled very, very well, like as you said, the one with Tom Baker walking through. But some of them I found a little bit dodgy CSO at times. But I guess it just comes with the budget. But that just lends to the great level of atmosphere, really, because I found that the aesthetic of the episode, the blending of medieval and industrial, very Crystal Maze, I know, but it was all very well handled, and the production team did a spectacular job. And as for the story, it doesn't try to be more than it is, and it benefits strongly from that. There's a good focus on the characters here, and they, as you were saying about the workers, they come across as, you know, kind of dickish, but they are well defined. They're well defined characters, and they're not like pantomime villains like have been seen in Who before. They're just people, having a bad day, and Rorvik as well,
nice people,
and basically. I mean, Warwick as well is an excellent villain, but there's elements of plausibility about him. There's this man is basically at the end of his rope, so it was an excellent performance. Obviously, a lot of people look at this story for being the departure of Romana and K9.
Spoilers.
Oh,
just kidding.
It aired 40 years ago.
God, really?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, now I'm depressed.
Sorry, guys.
That was
Thanks,
the
Dominic.
first Doctor
Anyway.
Who I ever recorded on audio tape. And that was 40 years ago. I've still got the cassettes.
Well, thank God plastic doesn't degrade.
Tape does.
Oh, yeah.
I daren't play them.
Yes, I know what you mean. I've got some tapes I need to get transferred. I haven't done it. I've meant to do it for years. Yeah, but like the departure itself, I feel I guess it was set up okay. I know some can say it's kind of rushed, but I feel under the circumstances of the departure, I felt that was probably the best way to go about it, because they really did have to speed up. As much as I would like more of a tearful goodbye or whatever, I think the scene was basically fine. But yeah, it was frantic, but at the same time, it was a great way to cap off the story. And just that ending bit with the Doctor and Adric, I love, because you can just tell with Tom's expression shows his real emotion while he's keeping a brave face away from Adric. It's on his face, but he's talking to Adric like nothing's wrong. But he's like, "Oh, she'll be good, she'll be great." I just love that. It's a beautiful bit of acting from Tom.
I nicked that for when Joe left the Flash and Blade. We did that ending.
Oh,
she deserves it, quite frankly. Eddie.
What more can I say to that? Again, I really enjoyed it. The first thing I noticed, though, Marty Hopkirk was in it. I love Kenneth Cole. I love Kenneth Cole. And this is pitched as being kind of a acerbic, dark episode, but with Kenneth Cole in there and that crew, there's elements of it just comes across as carry on cruising in space. So it's though I thought he was kind of underutilized. So if there's so them and actual the story arc for that crew just seemed a bit. They were at fault. They were stupid. They were misguided. So were the Navigator and his species, and they have a retribution arc. So they become the slaves, and so
they were the masters. They became the slaves.
Slaves, and again, it was a bit. And then that crew is destroyed, and it was just comes across as, would the Doctor do that? Would the Doctor not try and save them as well?
No, he didn't stand a bloody chance. I mean, they tried to basically sort out the warp motors and stop it from happening, to stop the backblast. It didn't. They weren't able to because Rorvik intervened. So the only thing they could do was go and sit it out in the TARDIS.
Could you not have taken them in the TARDIS?
What, you'd have taken Rorvik into the TARDIS?
I'd have taken Kevin Cole. Well, again, the crew, I quite enjoyed the performance of the two incompetent guys. Just like, we know they're rubbish, and we're not going to do anything about this. And yeah, absolutely, yeah, we'll do that. And then they walk. But again, I'm nitpicking, right? I really am nitpicking.
You pull, I'll push.
Again, that I thought was okay. You touched on it, Dominic. Romana's departure did feel as if what she's going to stay behind and that she's going to help. But I don't know if I missed anything. I'm getting old and I miss things, but that seemed a bit rushed. But in the end, though, it was a noble exit. We're seeing a Romana that has grown from being Romana 1, who was there to follow orders and was there to shadow the Doctor, to somebody that's became her own person, decided that going back to Gallifrey on the orders of the Gallifreyan High Council was not for her. And she found a noble purpose, and her and K9 stay behind. And she's going to be the Time Lord that the species need to go through so that they can go through end space, so that they can actually free up more of their own kind and slaves. I thought that what a perfect way for a companion to leave. I thought it was brilliant, and I thought it was really, really well handled. But it was the handling of the kind of air people. I thought was just a bit, the crew could have been okay. It was a bit. Their captain was a bit Looney Tunes, and the guy that was experimenting with the navigators, absolutely. But I don't think they all deserved the kind of the ending they got. But that's just me. That's just me. Maybe I'm just a sentimental old earthling.
They're slavers.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it that then. Right. They deserve
slavers without a redeeming feature. You know, they don't regret doing what they're doing. It's all about the money.
So were the navigators. So was the species that Romana's staying behind to help to try and
yes,
free.
but you know, as they say in the thing, you know, have they? It's down to the Doctor to judge. Have they suffered enough?
Yeah. I don't know. I just that's the only bit that troubles me. And I get there are slavers, but so was the other race. But at the same time, that's why I love this episode, because it's not just clear cut. We don't have clear cut heroes and villains. It's the victims in this were once the villains. It gets you thinking, and I thought it was really, really well handled. The whole going away from that, because that's just me. I'm getting ready to get my hat ready, just in case. There was bits here that I thought were stolen from other things. So the background music, right? I've heard that background music, the incidental music, somewhere else, years ago, and all of a sudden it's popping up in Doctor Who.
Okay, where did you hear it?
The Flash and Blade podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
So somebody ripped that off because I listened to that and it was like just that little doodle, and I thought I've heard that before.
Yeah,
and it was your transition music during the
I used that for the Actual Blade podcast, and then for interviews I used stings from Logopolis. So you'll hear more Series 18. If actually the score for Warrior's Gate, if you listen to it unimpeded, it's amazing. You, without obviously sound effects and the actors. You get to hear so much more to it, and there's so much in it, which ties in with the show itself. It's brilliant. It's lovely.
I do feel season 18 has a lot of the best music.
It was the Radiophonic Workshop's best year. It was downhill from here. It really was.
Well, it took me back to the old Flash and Blade, so that initially caught me. And the other thing I love about this, being a child of the 80s, the backgrounds, you mentioned that the black and white photos, the kind of white void, that whole walking down the corridor at the end where it was, is it Birok and K9, and I'm just thinking 80s music video, Ashes to Ashes, David Bowie.
Yep.
It was just so simple, it just so great. It just looked beautiful. The story is very thought-provoking. People have different opinions of it, obviously, which is great because it starts debate. And like I said, Romana's exit, excellently handled. A bit rushed, maybe, yeah, but a noble exit, a noble purpose, and yeah, great. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Really enjoyed it.
Lovely. Brian?
It was great.
I'm sorry, you haven't got much left to say.
I know, right?
Sorry.
Actually, no. You could kind of tell that Lala was over it from the way she was acting, body language and tonal cues. When she was talking to Adric when the guys were knocking on the outside of the TARDIS.
Yeah, she didn't like Matthew Waterhouse, though. Remember that?
Well, yeah. And she looked like she was done.
think there was an element of relief in her, in her
Yeah,
performance.
there was. She came out and she started talking to the guys outside, and she had the whole "I know I'm playing you" attitude going on, and she knew it. They were putty in her hands. She'd like, "Oh, do you have a blah blah blah?"
Do you know what?
So it's
I
this way?
have the noise of the mass detector stuck in my head. Biddy boop boop, biddy boop boop, biddy boop boop.
I am going to chime in and agree. The end, her departure was very rushed.
How else would you have done it? I mean, this is Romana and the Doctor. It's just going to be matter of fact. 2 Time Lords. That's it. We're off.
Yeah,
I mean,
but there's also something to be said. I mean, he was her mentor and everything. So it was. You have 2 minutes to leave this dimension, and this is your goodbye.
Wow.
I thought there was a touching one. He shouts something though from the TARDIS, and it's something about of all the Romanas, you were the most. I think
You were the best.
Yeah.
No.
Is it most noble?
He's quoting Caesar. He's quoting Julius Caesar. You were the most noble Romana of them all.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It should be you were the most noble Roman of them all.
And I wonder if that was a bit of Tom being allowed to be just see his own stuff, just to.
Yeah,
It probably was. I mean,
it'd be nice to think it was.
they were married for
After
a good many years.
just after this, yeah.
Yeah.
Not for a good many years.
No. How long were they married for?
One?
Not that long at all.
No, it's a Hollywood marriage.
They
I
did
did see a
care for each
picture
other very
earlier.
deeply, but
Yeah, I saw a picture of her with Tom Baker with her and her parents, which was weird considering the marriage was like. It's like at least they had one moment of happiness.
hey,
do
we're
like
back
it
into
when-
celebrity gossip.
Well,
Oh,
I do
no.
like it when Lala Ward is asked at convention who was the most dangerous villain you ever defeated, and her answer is Tom Baker.
Christ, no love lost there.
No, Tom told her to say that.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
So
Yeah, Warriors Gate it's a beautiful, well-made, clever Doctor Who story.
Yeah.
And like I say, all the clues to everything are in that first episode. You just need to put them together. At the end, I don't think there's any holes left. I think everything's explained. And it's, considering the trouble production it had, that's quite impressive. Paul Joyce, the director, I can't remember if he was sacked or if he walked off, and Graham Harper had to direct some stuff for a little bit until Paul Joyce came back. Anyway, that was Warriors Gate. Big thumbs up, I'm guessing.
2 again.
oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
We're on a roll. It's been fantastic Doctor Who stories over the last few weeks.
You
I'm
should-
blaming
season
you,
18.
Dominic. Dominic, you're a good influence. There's been good Doctor Who since you joined us.
You see, you shouldn't have said that.
Shouldn't have said that. No. He should have said it. I haven't been running games lately.
The thing is, you see, I haven't decided which story we're going to do next week.
Oh, we're not still doing season 18? We're not carrying on?
We're doing it one a month to keep track with the actual broadcast. So the next Series 18 one we'll do a Keeper of Charkan, which we'll do in February.
Okay.
Lovely. Ainley.
Talking of bad Master impersonations, except this one isn't very bad, we also did listening to Terror of the Master, which is on the Master... Masterful box set special edition, which we really do recommend. It's a 3-hour audiobook rather than full play, and it's performed by, I mean, I could say it's read, but it's not. It's performed by John Culshaw, who this is his tour de force, quite frankly. It really is. He pulls the stops out of Brigadier, the Doctor, the Master, even Yates and Benton. Whilst he doesn't do an actual impression of them, he gives you the flavour of them. The story's quite good as well. The Doctor basically, well, the unit boys are watching something on television, and there's this professor or doctor or whatever it is sitting there, basically saying he'd solved the problem of the environment, the world environment problem, and energy. And making sure it's clean energy, and then the unit boys turn around to the Doctor and say, "Well, you should approve of this. This is right up your alleyway." Trouble is, when the Doctor looks at the television screen, he sees the Master, and it's a case of, turns out it is the Master, and what a surprise! He's teamed up with another alien, and what a surprise! It's not working out. I love this story. I wish there was an actual book version of it. I wish Trevor Baxendale would write this. There's two things he's written that I really like. There's the Dalek one that I really like, which I can't remember the name of. Oh well. And then there's this, and he just gets it right. He just gets the tone of it right. This is a Pertwee adventure. And it feels like a Pertwee adventure, and I absolutely adored this. And no way in hell that I've listened to a 3-hour audiobook otherwise. I started listening to it with dread, and I was just sucked straight in. So, Brian, no, actually, I'm going to go to Eddie, because he's put his hat on. There must be a reason.
Because I couldn't dedicate 3 hours this week to listen to it, so I've already preempted you. I never got a chance to review this, so...
Just saw what's on the cap.
Not one.
I'm going to need the JPEG too.
It's earned.
I'll need the JPEG as
It's
well.
been a few weeks.
Okay, so who here hasn't listened to it?
As everyone looks at Dominic and he's listened.
Did you listen to a little bit of it and then fall asleep, Dominic?
I listened to a bit of it and then sustained myself enough to get to at least part 2.
Oh, well done. Well done.
But yeah, I'll give my opinion. I'm the only one who can do it now. Well, from what I heard, obviously, it was interesting. I mean, like you, I was the promise of listening to a 3-hour audio book, not a story, a book, was like cold sweat time, sweaty palms. I'm not going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't make it, but that's beside the point. But honestly, I have to say, I fully respect what the story was going for. It's just the format that I couldn't gel with entirely, because I just love, like, I can get through Big Finish, full cast audio dramas, no problem at all, any day of the week. But when it comes to just one voice, no music design, no very bare sound design, literally just speaking audio, that's the sort of thing you've got to do in bursts. And I do feel that it would have benefited from maybe a couple more voices, maybe just to balance it out like they did with Perry and the Piscon Paradox, which is very much, I believe, a companion chronicle, but was primarily voiced by Nicola Bryan, but also had Colin Baker involved. But yeah, but still, I don't want to make that be too contemptuous, because the story itself was very, very good from what I heard. It was very much seeming like a tribute to the Pertwee era. Obviously set in that small gap between Joe Grant and Sarah Jane Smith. But I have to say, Trevor Baxendale does have a way of words. I mean,
he does evoke the era he's writing about, the Doctor Who era he's writing about.
You can very, very, very much just get that vibe of the 70s, of that whole unit era. And I just love that feel of the Doctor being more indebted to Earth as well. Yeah, I mean, it is mainly a prose novel, and I do wish that there was a written version of it, because I would nearly, almost definitely buy it and read it in my own time, because it'd be stellar.
The campaign starts here.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I will tweet him and I will say, look, we actually want a prose version of this, please.
Yeah, literally, because that would be amazing.
It's kind of a road trip book, audio book. Something you put on the radio when you're going
I see what you mean.
Oh,
right, yes.
Yeah, not that you would know right now.
Can I just ask how you know this?
Being in lockdown? Well, I'm not in lockdown. So.
No, how do you know this when you haven't listened to it?
Oh, I just know long books are great for road trips.
Okay, fair enough. Ow.
I'll also say as well, John Coleshaw, that man is just
It's his tour de
The
force,
talent
this
of-
is.
that talent of that man is just incredible. I mean, the way he would just effortlessly rent between Pertwee, Courtney, Delgado, it's so stunningly well played.
Mm.
The voice
He
is
had his Hartnell. If he
Huh?
had his Hartnell, his Hartnell
No.
shit. No,
Really?
only one person I know
Yeah.
can do it.
No, we have our Hartnell.
I'm with you, but no Hartnells.
Talking of Hartnell, have you received a message or email from Dave Keep, Eddie?
Yes, it was kind of about being. Can I say it on here?
Let's keep it quiet for the moment.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it a go.
We'll chat about it afterwards, and I'll tell you what he's asked me to do.
Okay.
Weirdest thing, just
I
Quite
didn't
frankly.
quite understand. I didn't quite understand what he was asking me to do. So yeah, I'll catch up after.
oh, you don't actually have much to do, luckily enough.
No.
But you really pile on the Scots accent, just for me.
Even
Just
pile
for
it
me.
on even more than I do already.
I
right
start
then.
start thinking you're a dwarf in an MMO
I'll give it a go.
who are all incredibly Scottish, but played by people who probably aren't actually Scottish. Let's
Take
be
a while.
honest here.
It takes me a wee while to get into character. I kind of use that
Mm.
kind of thing, but we'll get there.
That should be fun. So, Terror of the Master, I'm giving it a huge thumbs up. You lot can shut up.
I'm giving it a thumbs up from what I heard in respect to the people and John.
So again, we recommend that if you're going to get Masterful, get the special edition because it really is worth it. There's 2 other short trips on there. One written by Geoffrey Beavers and obviously performed by him. Hello, Arthur. Arthur's here. Arthur just tried to bite me. By accident. Right, so that's the Doctor Who stuff done. Let's move on to the Tomorrow people. Mike's in love.
Mike's a
He's
tosser.
always in love.
Mike's a tosser.
And trouble is, there's a good chance that actually she might be a Soviet spy. And
Oh, she's definitely
Yes.
a Soviet spy.
she's essentially a Soviet Tomorrow person, I seem to remember.
Yeah.
And it's
Have you
so
noticed how
sad.
the Soviet spy has a perfect English accent?
It's uncanny, isn't it?
It's amazing.
They get
The
trained
schools
up.
they put these kids through.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Red Room.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the Red Room. That they get taught how to speak with a ripping, cutting glass British accent.
Mm-hmm.
Or in this
Just
case,
just going into this, even the title sequence. No Tizo, no Stephen. Mike comes on first before bloody
Yeah.
Elizabeth and before oh God, I can't remember the third person's name now.
John.
John. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like, this is fucking travesty. That's just, sorry, I really shouldn't get upset as I did about 1970s TV that I used to watch as a kid. Anywho.
we've lost Dominic. He's in the middle of doom scrolling.
Oh, no, I was just telling the other half I'll be there shortly.
That's what you think.
Right, boys.
Well,
we're-
it's nice to give a hope. Really.
This is
Right.
Arthur.
Oh,
Off the keyboard,
Arthur's
Arthur.
lovely.
My little splodge, who went missing for about 3 days last week and got me very worried. No, you're going to have to come down. This is him. Oh, dear. There you go.
Right, Siobhan, right, Brian, are we going for 3 hours tonight?
Yeah.
Don't know if I'm back a whole
Yeah.
lot. But so, yeah. Who didn't watch this?
Oh, I watched it.
I watched it.
Okay,
vice
so
versa
we'll,
now.
And you're a
nice-
better person for it, Dominic.
if we go to Eddie first, then we'll go to Brian because he can fill in the gaps because he knows the Tomorrow people.
Right,
Eddie,
right. Opening
can you
title
move
sequence.
past poor Mike?
Well, Mike, well, we'll get there in the end. So we have Pavla, who is a Russian mind reader, stroke could be a potential Tomorrow person, but her talents are slightly different. And that when she goes into a room, even when she's not reading people's minds, she can pick up what they have and can store it in her mind. So we have a British Secret Service called the SIS who are after her. She's escaped from the KGB or KGB masters because she wants to experience some fun in London. London,
As one does.
And London at that time seems to be a series of dark alleyways, dingy discos that don't serve alcohol but serve coffee. But then that's acceptable because this is a kids' show. So eventually, through a series of events and misconceptions, that poor girl was pulled through the ringer. She goes to the World Service, and the person at the World Service is actually a Russian spy who puts her back in the hands of her KGB masters. She meets Mike. My God, poor girl, since she suffered enough, who takes a fancy to her. So Mike shows that he can teleport, tries to save her from the KGB guys. Eventually, she gets caught. She's with them. We find out that the KGBs have got some sort of technology implanted into her. More about that later. Eventually, she escapes again. There's a big chase scene by the KGB and the SIS. There's a crash. She gets taken away to the SIS. She gets taken to the SIS's headquarters, where they hook her up to this horrific machine. This poor girl goes through all this, where they're actually physically and taking all these thoughts and secrets, storing them into a computer base, and she's in significant amounts of pain. Mike sees this because he joins in and goes to the KGB, lets them know that, the British Secret Service have got poor Pavla and they're extracting all their secrets. And then we're left with this horrific scene. And Dominic, this show was shown at tea time during the week. This is kids' TV. So Pavla has been tortured, captured by the British Secret Service, KGB. We find out that the technology that's implanted into her is a bomb. So that if she's ever thought to be defecting, they can blow her up. So we get this scene where Mike is basically confessed to Elizabeth and to John, who've already sorted things out anyway because they've got connections in high places, and poor Pavla's about to get released anyway. That I went to the KGB and because I thought they could do something from their end to get her out, and then we see the person at the KGB flick the switch and sets off the timer to blow Pavla up. Pavla's in the room with Mike, who keeps running into the room, and she keeps pushing him away. She runs at a window, jumps out the window, plummets to her death from the SIS headquarters top floor, and explodes quite horrifically midway through. If you're watching this, on the other side in BBC One, you've got a choice of Paddington Bear or Will-o'-the-Wisp.
I mean, I can't say I'm terribly surprised because they did put a lot of, a lot of death implications and stuff like Captain Scarlet. So, I mean,
this was like a scene from The Omen at the end.
Arms burst into flames. The entire body goes up. Oh yeah. This is horrific.
We've got Paddington Bear on the other side and Laurel and Hardy on BBC Two. So
it was a little bit misaimed.
This is a pretty 16, 17-year-old girl, blonde girl, just, probably her first acting gig, and she's a much better actor than Mike. And
I didn't even do this sort of stuff in Doctor Who.
I had visions. I don't remember watching this, but if I had, I knew I would have choked on my Angel Delight watching this at
Which flavour?
Raspberry.
Really?
Raspberry.
I was a chocolate fan.
Oh no, raspberry or strawberry.
No, we like Angel. I really should try and get some.
So kids watching this, it was like the last vestige of their innocence ripped from them as they're watching and having their supper. No, honestly, it's one of the probably well-crafted Mike on episodes. But how did they get away showing this at that time in the afternoon?
Mary Watchtown on a day off.
This art definitely does show that, one, the production company has changed. Because from now on, have you noticed that all the series are two-parters?
The production company hasn't changed. It's
not
still
the production,
10s.
but something's changed.
They just basically cut the amount of episodes.
Yeah.
Because you've got to remember, Roger
behind the
Price
scenes
didn't really have much interest in continuing.
And it's gotten dark.
Oh, incredibly.
And not only that, but they're showing that Mike is a fuck up.
Oh, the way it ends, I mean, it was like, oh, this is all my fault.
I'm just
yes,
going to go
yes,
to
it
her
was.
KGB masters and tell her that the British intelligence agency has her and they'll be able to get her out. No, they're going to kill her, you stupid moron.
Why don't you just jaunt in with a matter transmitter?
They tried that.
They tried that. They tried to rescue her. She's like, no, I can't go because she has a bomb
bomb.
in her.
planted in her.
Oh,
They
dear.
stunned the guard and they're ready. They're trying to drag her out. She's like, no, put the chains back on. I can't go.
You see, the thing is, I've just given away the fact that whilst I have seen this, I didn't watch it for the show.
Oh.
So
Don't worry about
my
it.
memories of it are a little bit blurred. We've all failed miserably this week.
Don't worry about it. It's the Mike era.
Listen, I
it's
love
like-
it. I
it's
love this.
like-
It was like you two didn't listen to the big finish. Us two didn't listen. Didn't watch Tomorrow People. That's
We're
amazing.
trading off. We'll meet somewhere on Blake 7.
Well, but the Blake 7 I haven't watched. I instead,
Oh.
I read the novelization.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
But this is a great episode of the Tomorrow People.
This is
But
a good
it should
episode.
Yes,
never
I
have
enjoyed it
aired
when I
as it
saw it.
should have.
It should never have ended that way because Mike basically killed a poor teenage girl.
I want to go and
Russian
watch it
girl.
again now,
Which
which is a good thing.
That girl is tortured all the way through the was it 4 episodes? You see it, and it's Mike. If Mike had said nothing, if Mike had done nothing, she'd still be alive.
Mm-hmm. They would have gotten her out. She would have been
Yeah.
fine. Nope.
Oh well,
Boom.
what's the worst that could happen?
You could have Mike start to have a crush on you.
So let us ask Brian and Mary Whitehouse here if this is a thumbs up or
Oh, yeah. 2 thumbs up, right? Because it's a Mike episode where Mike as well is put through the ringer as well. So
Yeah.
all for that.
2
But-
thumbs up because it shows Mike as a douche.
But at the time, I must have been watching Paddington Bear and BBC One, and I
No,
think
you
I'm
wouldn't
better
have
for it.
Paddington wasn't on till just before the news.
So what would it have been then?
When we're looking at Tomorrow People, we're looking roughly 4:45 in the evening. So you would have just had Jack and Nori on BBC One,
There you go.
and then it would have gone into
John Crane?
possibly a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Right, that's it. I'd have
This
been
would
watching
been
Laugh
Then
Olympics.
we would have had
Nickelodeon
News
around
Round.
3-4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'd have been watching Laugh Olympics.
So, yeah.
It's the fact that I can remember the structure of BBC One television for kids
But it was
from
so,
the 70s.
It was so set for years, into the 80s as well.
It
the
was.
same.
It was. Everything was set. Saturday night was set. You know, and that's
Doctor Who, Generation Game. I mean, it was just
bit of
you know,
Basil
you were
Brush.
getting- Yeah.
You know, Starsky and Hutch,
Aye.
or
We're getting
Saturday
closer
night
to
at
it,
the
Auntie.
movies.
Oh, yep. And they actually used the Saturday Night for the Movies tune with was it the Temptations as a lead in? Oh, I loved that.
The trouble is, most of the films they showed were pretty pants,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. Anyway, coming back from the 70s,
We're getting actually close to it. Close to the big one so far. The Tomorrow People versus Satan.
Heart of Soggoth.
We got one space adventure and then demons.
What's this one? What's next week's
The
one then?
next one up is a much needed holiday.
Oh, was that with the Trigons?
I don't know. It's something about crawling around in the mud and stuff.
Small boys, jumpers for goalposts.
Probably.
Okay. Oh, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Roger Price has. We know a Roger Price film when we see it.
Yes, we do. Right, so I still haven't decided what we're going to do for Doctor Who and Big Finish. I'm still thinking about it because I'm not sure what's released this week. You see, and your suggestion, the suggestion you made of Let's Do Terror of the Master, didn't work out well, did it? This is why I'm the brains of the outfit. That's all I'm saying.
I could have suggested 2 Tomorrow People. I'm just saying 2 of them.
I'm still not over the one we watched.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
don't worry, they get worse.
So let's do a little bit of thinking here. The first Blake, and I say that specifically, has decided they're going to attack a place. And they're going to beam down, and Villa's going to open the door, and they're going to set explosive devices, then fuck off out of there. And so they do. They bugger off, they outrun the interceptors, and everything's cool and dandy. Then they realise they left Callie behind in the middle of the explosion.
I think you're ahead of us. We're on the web.
With the web.
Oh, I'm on Seek, Locate, Destroy.
That was the
Yeah,
one
you're
where
ahead. You're one ahead of us.
In that case, I didn't watch the web, so I've no idea what really happens. Can one of you sum up?
I too watched Seek, Locate, Destroy.
Okay, so Blake and crew are flying through space.
How has this happened?
A double header, right? Let's do
A
both
triple
quickly now.
header.
This is great.
I mean, Professor Dave has just released a new video
His quiz show.
podcast, the quiz show thingy that he does. And, he's sort of saying, we're not that professional, obviously. Fuck off, you don't know the half of it.
Now I know where my son gets his love of chaos.
Right. Shoot away. We'll do the web.
We'll
They
do
can
the web.
Yeah.
You two do
Yeah.
Seek, Locate, Destroy. We'll meet somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
So the Liberator is flying through space. And new telepath girl starts acting strange. Again, the worst telepath in the universe. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, try.
So she hits Villa upside the head and knocks him out senseless. And she goes to sabotage the ship. Okay, she's the new character, so of course she's got to be evil.
Yes, damn
No?
straight.
I mean, of course, that's
Yes.
naturally how it goes. She's new on ship,
Or-
she's evil.
Or they're
Or
gonna
she's
play
the
with
worst.
They're
She's the
gonna play
worst
with it.
telepath
Is she
in
evil
history.
or isn't she?
Well, we find out she's being telepathically controlled.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
And the Liberator is on a course into this system with space web fungus flying around.
That's where the great intelligence went.
Yeah, you can't really make this shit up anymore, can you?
Don't need to. Terry Nation did.
So they beam down to the planet and they discover this race. Runs up. Blake's down there, and he's going into the structure with some people. Yes.
The little people are called decimers, apparently.
Decimals.
And I would
Decimals.
just like to ask your opinion of the Liberator anoraks it dispenses to people for beaming down. The anoraks that the crew wear. They wear anoraks. Each one's got a different colour, but they're anoraks with hoods and...
Oh.
That completely flew over your head, didn't it?
Fashion.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, won't go there again. Until they
It's
let
not like red shirts.
Paul
you
Darrow.
know, I mean,
They just let Paul Darrow free on the wardrobe department, which
Oh,
will be
they were all
Series
wearing
3.
natty new costumes this week.
they were. They found the costume room.
Yeah.
No one told them where the jewelry room was.
Surprise, surprise.
So they're down there, and the little Decimer runs up, please help us, and then gets promptly killed.
But the person that played the Decima conveys a lot through that terrible costume.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
quite heart-wrenching. It's really
It's
good.
heart-wrenching
Absolutely.
because they use a cattle prod to kill this little person.
There's a little boy, a little girl, whatever. Yeah.
7 o'clock, Monday
It's
and Tuesday nights.
horrifying. So Blake finds out that there's this head in a jar with Play-Doh body who's like 7 different people because they're immortal now.
They're actually Orons, so they're the same race as Cal, except that they've been there. They've been doing these experiments to make a slave caste, but also to extend life and live longer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's living in a jar.
I don't understand people who...
And they're much better telepaths than Callie.
Yeah.
Well, there's
much
more of them, to be
better.
fair.
There's 7 consciousnesses in one body, so
Yeah,
albeit it's
yeah.
a little body and a head in a jar.
But still, they're still better than her. I mean, really. Anyway, their whole plan is, well, the Decimers are a failure. And what happens with failures in a lab?
Yeah.
They're going to kill all of them.
They develop, they're sentient and they have emotions, so let's get rid of them. They're not
Yeah.
very good at
This isn't what we wanted. We're just going to torch them all. Irradiate the planet,
if they had sufficient power.
which they negotiate with Blake for sufficient power.
Yeah.
And Devin or Avon just brings it all down happy as could be.
It's just a lovely dynamic. Again, Blake saying, "No, we can't do this because this race are about to commit genocide." No, let's give them because then they'll get a clear path out the web,
And we can leave the web and everything will be fine.
Yeah, be fine. Not a problem.
Yeah, we're okay with this.
I love
This
you.
isn't our no, we're going to stop this because Blake is the hero. Yeah.
Freedom
Yeah.
fighter or terrorist?
In this episode, Freedom Fighter.
Freedom fighter, and this one definitely. But the hero of the piece, the people that is not Avon Blake. It's not the Decimers. It's the inability to close the door. So because the people in the lab didn't shut the door
They
behind
forgot
them,
to close the damn door.
the Decimers come in and basically, and again, I know this was on later on, but it's quite horrific. They basically kill everything in sight, and we see the little 7-headed the consciousness in the jar brutally murdered as well, though they deserved it. So
And its minions are reduced to skeletons. In front
Skeletons.
of everybody.
Yep.
They trash the place. Oh, it reminds me of the Capitol.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
It was a
Warwick.
big riot. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
But
you
just
enjoy
before
it?
that, somebody managed to get them through. And I'd just like to add as well, just quickly before we finish, because we've got the other episode that you two guys reviewed.
No, we'll save it till next week. So
No,
this-
no.
Yes.
It's a horrific end, but you made the point last week, Dominic, of saying that the Tomorrow People episode was a poor man's Tholian Web. This is how British sci-fi does the Tholian Web.
Yes.
It's got a purpose. It's dark. It's gory. It's got a story behind it. We've got the dichotomy between Avon and Blake in terms of how they would resolve the situation. Again, I just love Blake 7.
It's an actual web.
And it's a
It's
physical
not an
web.
energy thing. It's an actual
It's a web.
freaking web in space around this entire sector.
It's that Halloween spray webbing that you get.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, they were on a budget, but it worked.
That's all right.
All it was missing was the intergalactic scissors cutting their way through the energy beam. But
That's what the lasers were for. They tried that. It grew back.
My God.
Okay, so yeah, apparently that's a good one.
Oh, it was. It was.
It was.
We'll do Seek, Locate, Destroy next week, so you can join in on it. Because my mind was wandering there. I'm worrying about how. I'll tell you afterwards. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm preoccupied now. Yeah, that's that. What are we going to do next week?
That's a good point. What are we going to
That's
do?
an excellent question.
I think.
Drum roll.
I'm going through them. Hang on. That's 26 years of television I've got to go through, so bear with me.
Yikes.
In your own time.
Death to the Daleks.
Oh, ho, ho.
We'll do Death to the Daleks.
Oh, sorry. Death to the Daleks.
Death to the Daleks.
That's what we're doing. That's the
That
TV
was-
one.
First
Which one is that?
story.
It's a Pertwee one from Series 11.
Kirby.
Season
Okay.
11. That was the first Pertwee story I ever watched.
Oh, cool. I actually remember watching it on transmission, but I watched it through the crack in the lounge door.
Oh, I see.
I was so scared of Daleks back then because I'd been completely traumatized by Planet of the Daleks the year before. and traumatized the year before that with the Day of the Daleks, though
Yeah.
I don't remember watching it. I just know it had an effect on me. There is a story.
That's all you
involved.
need to know.
So yeah, we'll do that. As for Big Finish, I've no idea at all. Depends what they release, if I'm honest with you. We may do one, we may not do. We'll do the Holiday Tomorrow People episode that Brian said.
What's it called though? This Tomorrow People.
Well
Something
earned
holiday.
holiday or something.
Is that a well-earned break or a
Well-earned holiday or something.
Yeah,
Well, and holiday.
Yeah.
holiday.
A much-needed holiday.
There we go.
Needed holiday.
Yes, that would be
Something
nice.
sort of
A
True.
holiday.
would be nice.
Well, after what they've just been through, Mike did need a holiday. You're just responsible for the death of an innocent young Russian girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Was he
matter
responsible,
that she
or
was
was
a
it
Soviet
the
spy or
KGB? Who was
Both.
responsible for that?
Mike.
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 It's all his fault.
I'm not going to be able to defend him with you two, am I?
No.
No.
Had Mike not gone to the KGB, that girl would still be alive.
Had the SIS not tried to actually extract the secrets from her, she'd still been alive. But it's Mike's fault.
Well,
So there
they
we go.
could have extracted the secrets from her and then removed the explosive. But Mike screwed all that up by going to the KGB, telling them she was there. The KGB guy walked over to the control console, punched in her number, and hit the red button. It's always the red button.
Vapid, stupid, look in, bloody cover, focused little pretty boy. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
I'm not bad.
I've noticed as the weeks have gone on, he has become more bitter. It's
He's Scottish. He's letting his Scottish show.
I like the whole Stephen thing. Stephen was the kind of the reluctant push forward hero, and I didn't like John. John's tolerable now. I don't like Mike.
I prefer John to Mike right
Isn't there
now.
a Scottish boy though that comes into this later on, or am I just totally is this fever
there is,
dream?
there is.
I'll be fine when the Scots boy comes back in. I'll be fine.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. Okay. I
No,
think
you won't. Oh, very dear. Right, so that's next week then. Death to the Daleks, something from Big Finish maybe. This well-earned break from the Tomorrow People, and See Cloak Out and Destroy for Blake 7. We'll also quickly say whether we're still enjoying One Division or not as well. I suspect I will be.
I forgot to mention I watched Wonder Woman 1984 this week.
Now, is it as bad as people say?
Oh, it's rubbish. It's
horrible.
Terrible.
It's awful.
Oh,
In her saggy tights, fighting for her.
If you have HBO Max, it's included with it. Don't worry about it.
I know a lot of the criticism.
Don't
Oh, it's
spend
woke.
money.
It's nothing to do with that. It just make any coherent sense. It's just badly written. It doesn't
Oh,
make any sense. More plot holes than Swiss cheese.
The little moral of the story that they go into when she's a child, forget about it. It doesn't even fucking matter.
Okay, then.
oh, that's
Doesn't
brutal.
matter at all.
So there's that.
Shocking.
Yes, goodness me.
I will say Kristen
£15.99
Wiig
I paid for that.
does a great job acting as the villain.
I made my girlfriend happy. She's a massive fan of Christian Rigg. She wants to see the movie purely for Christian Rigg.
No,
She'll enjoy it
she-
just
she's
for
good.
that instant.
The movie.
Yeah, because she
But-
goes from mouse to, badass very well.
The guy
Are
for
we
the
talking like
Mandalorian.
a Vermin Poison Ivy style, or
The guy from The Mandalorian needs to leave his helmet on.
Do you know what? You can actually physically see him as the film progresses, saying, why am I here? And it was
Yeah.
like, oh, God, I should have read the script. Yeah, no, it just doesn't work. And I was a big fan of Wonder Woman. I thought it was a great film.
And
Wonder
on
Woman
that high
1
note-
was one of the best DC films of the last 20 years.
That and Aquaman. You put in the chat. that
Aquaman and Shazam.
And Shazam.
The three best DC movies of the last 20 years.
Right.
This movie, no.
On this happy note, we're going to say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
It's a worry. It really is a worry. Where are we going? Oh, blade closing. Yes, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week, 9 p.m. UK time.
Goodbye, Jess.
Same Twitch
Goodbye.
channel, same Twitch.
I'll see you
pulse.
later.
Dominic, do you want to add anything?
Yeah. I just said bye twice.
Dominic's girlfriend, he's on his way.
He'll be on his way shortly. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Okay, here we go. Hey!
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.